Hey, lovely people. It is your girl, Kea Simone. I am here with you for advice time. So I'm just trying something new. If you were here last week, I was reading letters and giving my advice. Feel free to provide your advice. Also, if you want to join, you can also join. I'll put the link in the comments. So if you want to join in and give your advice, just drop on in and we can chat it up, okay? So just again, that's the link if you want to join. And remember to make sure you like my video, okay? Let's help me get my likes up. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, okay? So I'm trying to get my subscriptions up. So again, make sure you subscribe and you like. Hey Ellen, how are you doing? Country mama. Thank you for stopping by, even if you can stay for just a short time. Sharon, hey, Sharon. No, this is my actual family room. This is my office. So Crystal said it looks so vivid. So no, this is my actual office, guys. I decided to try something new. I was cleaning today. So let's just jump right on into the letter, okay? So I'll go ahead and pull the letter up. Again, if you want to come on the live and give your advice, or make sure you drop your advice in the comments. So let's start off with letter number 1. Okay, so the letter number 1, take this. Yeah, so her husband shares a bank account with his mother. Oh my gosh. So she said, hi all, I'm a 31-year-old female, married, my dream man. He's 41. He's a 41-year-old male in 2020, only to find out this past Christmas that he shares a bank account with his mother. Finances have never been an issue until this past Christmas. We both work good jobs and make decent money and never thought to join bank accounts. Here is how it went down. My in-laws came to visit us for Christmas and brought a huge TV with them. We really needed a TV. Ours was outdated and couldn't support many streaming apps. So needless to say, I was thrilled. She then says, Merry Christmas from insert hubby's name. I thought it was strange, but it was Christmas, so I held my tongue. As they are leaving our house that day, I mentioned to my hubby to ask how much the TV was so we can pay them back for it. And he says, oh, she can just deduct it. At this point, I'm seeing red flags everywhere. Huge fight ensues. He tells me he's never changed his bank account from setting one up as a kid, and his mom doesn't monitor his account whatsoever. I had to blank out that she cussed, and reiterate that she just went Christmas shopping. It's our money. And I raise another cuss word, that he opens a new bank account with my name on it and transfer half his money to the new accounts. Part 2. It's a part 2 letter. This is where blank gets weird. He won't close the old account yet because payments are pending and he hasn't received a new debit card yet. Make total sense, right? Of course, his mom called when she noticed a large chunk of money missing from the account. I emphasize how it's weird that she can view all our family purchases. I give it some time, 22 days to be exact, and start to question the shared account with his mom again. He lies to me and tells me bills have been paid from our account, even though they clearly were not. Come to find out, he doesn't even utilize the account he opened up with me and is still using his mom's bank account. I feel as though I've been lied to and that I stand second to his mother. I also even fathom the thought of forming a family with a man who shares a bank account with his mother. Sick of sleeping on the couch and sick of feeling like everything in this house is half owned by my mother-in-law. Is this salvageable? Ooh. What do y'all think? I have my opinions. Anybody want to jump on and get their opinions? Let us know what's going on here. First of all, why is she sleeping on the couch? Why? Listen, I know you want to let him know you mad, sis. Well, why are you sleeping on the couch? Okay? That's the first thing I was gonna say, Ellen. When you get married, you need to discuss them finances. Like we need to be talking about, what's going on. And when you get married, you need to discuss them finances. Like we need to be talking about, what's going on. Turn your phone off, Crystal, because you need to discuss them finances. Like we need to be talking about. Okay, so Crystal didn't take it. I was like, wait, he's 41. Why is he sharing a bank account with his mother? 41.
My intention was just to sit back and listen. I'm not even made. I at least like a lip gloss, at least like a lip on. I'm listening to this. I'm like, wait a minute.
You read the comment. It says Crystal said, "Blake that." I'm jumping off. We got questions.
Girl, I got several questions. Okay, go back to the front. So she's 41.
Wait, let me pull it back up. Hold on, wait.
Pull up the first part because I'm like, so I said, let me read the first. They just got married.
The first part. Y'all go ahead and look at the first part again.
So this is what the type of stuff that we talk about in CMK. That y'all are we qualifying the men and women? Are we qualifying each other? Because 41-year-old male, 31. So she's 31, he's 41. So there's 10 years age difference, right?
Okay.
So she didn't ask the right questions, but I kind of get it. Y'all know I had a big thing happen over the like a production happened over the weekend, and myself and the other producer, we were like, we just can't assume that, at our big age, there are things that I would just assume that a woman would know, or that's just simple, right? Okay, so it just seems like it was something easy to find out. Like when you're asking these questions and y'all are merging finances together.
But it's obvious
she didn't blame her.
But she didn't.
She didn't but did she at a certain point? Like, how was she getting the money in the first place?
So Crystal, okay, so I forgot.
I'm reading this.
I can't share my screen so we can see because it looks crazy how I got it now. But yeah, so you're reading what it says now, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, they've never had problems with their finances. So basically, She probably don't know how much he's making. She doesn't know any of that. So she didn't even know, like, he probably got a secret stash and everything.
Absolutely. Well, so, okay, my question is, so the parents come and buy the Christmas present or buy them a huge TV. And
I think his mother was being shady with that too, because why she go hint, hint. Okay, go ahead.
A little bit, but let's say, but a reason why I wanted to go back was, did he start a bank account years ago when he was a child or a teenager?
Yes, but he's 41.
Right. So they never at 25, now I'm making my own money. I got 3 banks. so whatever, my mother don't know. My mother, sometimes she don't even know my social security card anymore. My social security card.
That's what I'm saying. He's 41. Right. He's our age. This is like
So to me, I'm like, okay, yes, as a child, as a 16, you get your first credit card or whatever, you get your first account. And then after college and stuff, you start you buy your own car, you do your own thing. Why does his mother still have access to this information?
My thing is,
y'all about to watch. I can't. I can't do it.
Okay. just a little bit, because that's all I have on, just a little bit. But yes, so my thing is, okay, again, like you said, 25. Yeah, you're 41. And that's like, I know like everybody said they got more questions, but what we have is like that should have been discussed. And why did your mom have so much power over it? And then it was a lie where he said that she don't look at it like, like my brother has the key to my house, but he doesn't come here for just no apparent reason. So right. As soon as the money was taken out of that account, then the mother like calling, hey, this such and such. So that means
she's been eyeing this for years. Exactly. She's been eyeing this for a long time.
So I think he lied just to keep her, because they were, she said it was a blowout.
Absolutely. So now that he's used to this, now that he is 41, now he don't want to make those changes. Now she's demanding that he makes these changes and get another bank account, shut her out. That's not her business. At 41, that's not your business.
But so why do you think he's so adamant? Why do you think he's so adamant that
because he does not want to dress his mother down. Like at this point in his age, he's felt comfortable doing this. He's felt she's the I don't want to say she's the male in the relationship, but at this age, he's comfortable. His mother, there was a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. I'll find in a second. And the pastor, it's with Taraji P. Henson. If y'all remember, put it in the chat. Taraji P. Henson and it's a TD Jakes movie, and he says, "Has your mother been the third party in this? Has it been you, your husband, and God, or has it been you, your husband, and your mother? Has your mother, the mother-in-law, been the third party in this marriage?" She is basically the other woman has been the other woman in his life. And he's so used to keeping it that way that he doesn't want to make changes even for his wife. I'm like, girl, I was sitting here, I'm doing other stuff on this screen, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna listen to Kea. And I said, what is she? So now, your last question: what is she doing sleeping on the couch? Yeah. I don't know that she's sleeping on the couch. Listen, he needs to make these changes, and now, being a man, he doesn't like that she's being so demanding. But excuse me, sir, you have not been honest. You have not been. This is my thing about these. Just be honest, and stop by doing. Well, it's a lie of omission. It's not a lie of omission. You're not being honest. Yo, his mother. What does the daddy say about this? What does the daddy say about this?
See, that's the problem though, because you ever watched that show, the reality show Mama's Boys? The daddies be sitting back in the cut. So I read Trey Mack's response where he said he could.
I'm sorry, put it back up. I was ranting.
That's a totally different thing. Sending her money. So I have I send other family members money, but they don't have access to review they're not gonna be like, oh, well, she ate McDonald's today. She paid. So why are you paying the bill? So it's just like almost like she don't even know what's going on with her husband finances. So if anything happens to him, it sounds like the bulk of the money is with the mama.
Or she has access. So you know how because I'm not married, my mother is a beneficiary, my mother and my brother. But they don't have. My mother needed something. She called me, hey, can you get me this? She don't know what I got in my accounts though.
But you see how quick the mama called, was like, hey. More than another fight.
So the mother has the ability to buy things, to make changes on his account.
And she didn't even ask when she brought the TV. So let's get country mama, because she got to say,
I'm sorry, country mama. Go ahead.
Real quick. And she said she was out, but she said she got to jump on real quick. So me and Crystal could be real talkative. So country mama, go ahead and tell us what you think.
Good evening, ladies. Hello, everyone. Honey, I'm about to make some people mad because I have so many things that I need to say. Okay, I'm gonna try to say it from the point of view of the mother, because I just had this conversation like the last 2 days. We were talking about how people are in different cultures. In other cultures, it is the son's job to help take care of the mother, even when they get grown, even when they get married. And I was talking about, as an African American or a Black American culture, men feel as though that they're only supposed to submit to their wives and their mothers don't matter. That happens. I noticed that a lot in my family. Now, I'm not the type of mother. I want my sons to take care of me because I done did my part. I want y'all to go live your life. That's your money. Live your life. Leave me alone. However, I do have a son that's on the spectrum. And in order for him to start his account, I have to be on it. And we talk about life and we talk about switching over stuff and things. And he was like, oh no, even if I get married, my wife just gonna have to understand that my mom's name gonna be on my account. And she got her account, I got my account. That's just how it's gonna go. And I'm like, I'm not cool with it. But my son said what he said, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. And that's just something that we have to be discussed when that time comes. Because he ain't even dating, he ain't even graduated high school, and he started living his life yet. Things may change.
See,
However,
yeah.
now I saw Kea say,
See, maybe because he said he's not dating, so he just, in his feelings. But he meet the right one, she gonna be like, no, baby. I mean,
and see, that's the thing, right? I'm already ready because my thing is that my son is very passive. So I already know I ain't gonna like my daughter-in-law. No offense to her, but she gonna have to be bossy. She gonna have to be commanding. She gonna have to be in control of things because my son slacks off. So I already know we ain't gonna get along. And I would love to, but what you ain't gonna do is boss my baby around at the same time, even though I gotta still let him be a man. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna make some people bad for what I gotta say. But it sounds like she already has a problem with her mother-in-law. Sounds like that they already weren't getting along, because why would you have an argument about what she said after they left versus discussing it right then and there? So that already tells me this is not a healthy marriage, because if you felt some way right then and there, ain't no way we ain't gonna discuss it right at this exact moment. My feelings, what do you mean by that? And none of that stuff. And then, like you said, she's sleeping on the couch. So some stuff won't discuss before y'all got married, because that's something that's talked about. Bank accounts, who got what. Because my best friend started my bank account. She's passed away, but her name is still on my account. And it's something emotionally that I'm going through to get her taken off of. So that's one thing. But how about this? My daddy's 75 and my grandmother's still on his bank account.
and like
I
I
have a
said,
couple
he works
questions.
with
And
other
that's some
people.
whole lot of tax issues though on his end. So so it's tough. There's some levels here going on.
I have a couple questions, Country Mama. So, and I don't dispute what you're saying as far as your son wanting to take care of you. But what if he, every paycheck put $100 away in like a little savings account for you, or 200 away, whatever the case may be. But for you to have access to all of those things, and him being a married man, and I hear what you're saying, he's only 16, so all of that might change, and you do want a certain type of woman to be with your son. But for him to have access, let's say he gets married at 35, by 35 he's had maybe 2 or 3 jobs by then, and maybe just stepping into his career, whatever, I don't know. But for him to have for you to have full access to those things, and maybe he has a child or two, that might hinder he and the wife being the chief um, decision makers. You're part of that decision making process, and that's one of my issues with it. So
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with y'all point of view. Completely. I am there. I'm not that type of mother. I personally take myself off. But
But
I
see,
do know mothers who are exactly like this is described. I do know mothers who are like that, who ain't getting off of nothing, ain't going nowhere. My sister was married to a mama's boy. And when I tell you that this woman had a key to my sister's house, my sister would come in, her stuff was rearranged. Okay? She
good.
only had the key. She only had the key to come in for her husband to take the trash out the garage while they both was working. No, she didn't jump off.
Crystal went off camera. Okay.
y'all
Baby,
know my facial expressions. I had this.
no, but that's what I'm saying. So I know women who are like that and they hold it over. And I feel like that was a big part that ruined their marriage. Okay? That ruined it.
But
First of all, she
see,
didn't even want her to be light skinned, married to him, because she didn't feel that she was light enough. My sister's a red bone, but she wanted him to marry a woman that was even lighter than that. So she had a whole colorist issue going on. Okay? So there's that. When a storm would happen, We stayed in a trailer, and that woman stayed down the street, and her place was bricked up. Do you know that it won't no questions about, oh, y'all come over, get away from the storm? Oh, she showed up and she opened up the garage, and they would just go on in. You know, talk about control. You know,
But if we pay attention, that's what I said. We have to. That's why it's good. We have shows like that. Crystal is like on fire because you have to have those conversations. So if you see like weird stuff in the beginning of the relationship, like no, we're not about to do that. And sometimes, like you said, the letters showed that they already had issues because the mother probably was like wink wink give letting her know they be shady like that. She knew the mama know that she shouldn't have access to that boy's account to his main money.
So I
Like,
do have two questions, Kea. One, did it say in the thank you, I wanted you to put Shanae's comment up, but in the listen that went up there. But how long were they dating before they said their vows, before they
let's
got
pull it
married?
back up.
I don't know. And then secondly, um country mama just made a point. She said that there's already seems like there's strife in the relationship, and it sounds like right before they were about to leave, she asked them get the price. So she didn't. I don't think she was trying to hide it. She was saying to him before they left, not after they left. Can you get the price so we can pay them back? If she did it after they left or before that I do
Well,
hear
she
what you're
probably didn't do it in front of, so that is
right.
another indicator. Like she know that the mother-in-law has problems. So you know how you like that's too much of a gift. So that means that that mother's probably over there folding clothes and
That's
doing
what I
too
was
much.
thinking.
If my mother-in-law is watching this, the ex-mother-in-law, she would do stuff like I would go out of town. I would come back. She'd be like, "Oh, I cleaned your sink," and I'm like, "What you trying to say? My sink wasn't clean enough?" She was like, "That's how I got put on to bartender's friend or whatever, whatever." But like you brought that over my house, but sometimes they do too much. And so in this case, it seemed like the mother-in-law was already doing too much and was like, hint, hint, yes, this is a gift. And the daughter-in-law was like, no, it's probably, maybe to the side was like, hey, ask your mother how much was that TV so we can pay him back because we don't want to feel obligated to them. And that's when he was like, oh, no worries, she got my account. And that's when he wasn't thinking. He probably had a couple of drinks or something because she should have been knew that his mother had her name on that account or however they worked it out.
I
yeah,
think at age 41, just to give my opinion as I'm here to do, this is your show. At age 41 and he's 31, he needs to release the reins. She needs to release the reins and he needs to speak for himself and he needs to involve his wife in these conversations. His wife, it's Not Easily Broken is the name of the movie where it was the mother-in-law was one of the key decision makers in the marriage and not the husband. So to me,
I mean, doesn't it
finan-
almost sound like he's got some kind of past history with a bad relationship
no,
that he might have had a count? We don't know if he been married before, if he stayed with baby mamas,
Right,
if he had series of girlfriends. And so he very well may have had a joint account with them and stuff, and they might have left and wiped everything out. So
but
this
why
is
you
almost
trying to
like
have
his
your own account?
pacifier,
I've been in
to
bad relationships, and my mama. Listen, I'm four. I told y'all I'm 45. My mother does not have access to my accounts. I done been in some that basically I had to rebuild financially, and my mother does not have access to my account. So I think it was some stuff deeper than that. Because usually men that are mama's boys, and they're like they want to deny it, but this is mama's boy all day long, written all over this. So again, if you had a bad relationship, why you don't have your own account, and why are you still playing games? When he said, "Oh well, I created a joint account with you, but he really ain't doing no activity in there. He just did that to satisfy her." And now that the wife's sleeping on the couch, I don't even know how long she been on the couch.
so go to So Rich's comment, Shanae's comment, because I really think that this is a boundary thing. It sounds like he has a passive and controlling mother he hasn't created appropriate boundaries. And at this point and at this age, he's nervous to say, I need to create boundaries and my wife needs to be um, the person that I speak to about finances. Now he's afraid to. If and It sounds like from the letter Did he create this account when he was a teenager, or
He
like when?
liked the division. When I was with a guy, he liked the division. It seemed like it was always like someone else. And like I said, in this case, you know that your wife wants to be the queen of the castle. And even though your mom does not live there, it's like you're putting, that's what she said, like on the second part was basically, she said something about, his mother is over him or something. She says, something she said about him choosing his wife mother over her.
And I hear that the accounts are pending, or some payments are pending, but now she's given it almost a month to get these things closed out or transfer. She can call the business, whatever accounts are pending, and say transfer them to these account, transfer this to this account, transfer, and just get a whole new account.
I'm with whoever is deeper than this. I think Country Mom and Crystal. I think, like I said, it's when these relationships, they need some counseling. First of all, they should have discussed this before marriage. So before y'all get married, make sure y'all talk about bank accounts and how we gonna handle it. So it sounds like he's the provider, and that's why she was just like, "Oh, the lights are on. Okay, the gas is on," but she just knew how they were being paid. So again, this is almost like if he passed, you got to come to his mama and ask. And I was married, and it was certain stuff that would come up. I'm like, I'm not about to go to your mama. I think she cool, she's sweet as can be, but I'm the queen of this castle. And we fell out about a lot of stuff about the mom being included and stuff like this. We're not a couple. She has her own. She had her own husband too. So why are we acting like we all one big? This ain't no sister wives.
But unfortunately, though, people gotta understand it's not just you and that person that you marry. You marry their family. You marry their friends, because if you love them, you accept the people that come along with them. And that's why I was like, you got to be careful to look at the whole package. And even though we like, oh no, I'm just married to him. Okay, when you stop and you think about it, that's kind of control issues on your end, because you're gonna tell him what you is and not gonna do.
Listen, I'm cut you off. This letter is hitting so many places for me. I understand the family is a package. I love your family. Thanksgiving dinner, like I said, me and my the husband are not together, but his mom still loves me dearly. But as a marriage, it was certain things that were done that were inappropriate. Like, she was like, well, we just building all together. No, this is me and him, not you, me and him. She had her own boo. So I'm cool with Thanksgiving dinners. I'm cool with all that. But you don't need to know what our bank accounts are. You don't need to know what we're doing. Every thing we're doing. That's just a lot of. She was basically a bit being nosy sometimes.
Trey Mack, go to Trey Mack's comment, because it's going to lead to what I was about to say. Because to me, what does the husband say about this? The mom's husband, I don't know if that's his father, but does the father have a say in this? Does the father know? The father has to know that this is what's going on. Because to me, she wants something more. She wants to be more than just the mother in her son's life. At some age, you're always going to love your children, but love them as the adults that you've raised them to be. This is not healthy. This is not healthy. This is an unhealthy boundary.
That is causing division. Once you see it's division, like if mom see that it's causing division. If you love someone, you like, this is my son. I want him to be happily married. I want him
absolutely.
This is causing confusion. Like he should be like with his head between his tail to go to his mom and say, hey, my wife, doesn't feel comfortable with this. Because again, when he said the key word, my wife doesn't feel comfortable. So we're going to go ahead. I'm a grown man. I'm 41. He's 41. I'm going to go ahead and handle business with my.
We keep saying he's 41 like that means something. Let's be for real. A lot of men ain't even maturing until they're like 75. Okay. So he might be married to a 31-year-old because he has the mentality of a 31-year-old. All right. Okay. And she might be the mature one. And also, he might be used to a controlling mother, and therefore he might have also married a controlling wife. So this is why there's conflict, because he got two people trying to be his mama and tell him what he need to be. One from the wife point of view and the other one from the mama point of view. And he obviously hasn't been man enough to stand on his own 2 feet to understand detachment and boundaries like I was speaking about before. So that's probably what's...
I'm going to totally disagree with you, honey. Baby, love you. But let me tell you, being married It ain't about being controlling. I am the queen of this castle. Your mom shouldn't be over our finances. If we decide we go to Disney, oh, y'all went to Disney, y'all spend $1,500, or, it's a different. I agree with what Trey Mack says. You can transfer money to your mom account. She need help, and then that's a still. Me and my husband had this conversation. So we had a certain amount. I can't remember what it was because it's so long ago. But we discussed before you loan out any other money. We need to discuss this amount. Now, if you just want to give Crystal $100, okay, that's fine. But when it was a certain amount, okay, we need to come together and discuss it. Whether it's the separate accounts, joint account, whatever, we still need to discuss that because there's still money you're taking from a household. What if we have an emergency? So I think his mama need to be with her husband and mind her business, because she mentioned, I don't care if it's his daddy or who. Be over there with your husband. Worry about your finances. The mama need to, again, Crystal mentioned Tyler Perry movie. It's not supposed to be three people in this marriage. It's supposed to be the three is God, you, and the husband. Why the mama in y'all finances?
Well, unfortunately, because it is three people in the marriage and involved in the bank accounts, three people gonna have to sit down and discuss this, because obviously talking to her husband's not working.
So, Country Mama, I ain't talking.
But she's got to talk to the mother-in-law, because she needs to let her know where she stands. Talking to her husband, obviously, not explaining it. Well, all three of us need to sit down, and she needs to understand why I have a problem with this, because maybe the mother isn't mature enough to understand. How about that?
No, Country Mama, that she needs to not have that conversation with her, with the mother. He does. That is his mother, just like in the movie. Taraji had to have a conversation with her mother and say, "This is me and my husband. I need you to leave. You cannot." I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to stay away from stories. True story. When we first got married, when I first got married to the husband, it was his birthday. It was our first year we wasn't even married a whole 365. We was like a couple of months. It was his birthday. So he had to go to work. So he went to work. His mom showed up. Well, I told her I was going to meet him for lunch since he had to go to work. So while I took a nap, she showed up at his job without me and had lunch. So when I called him, was like, "Oh, hey, what time you going to lunch?" He's like, "Oh, I'm at lunch with my mama." Okay, I felt like that was like, it was stepping on my toes. I'm like, why? She knew that I was supposed to come, so why would she try to go up there before me? You only get one lunch. So with that being said, that it was other stuff going on. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back. After that happened, me and him had a conversation. I said, "Listen here, I ain't got no kickers for your mama. At this point, I'm not even dealing with her no more." So when I made it clear, I said a couple other choice words, but I'm keeping it clean for this show. But he knew I was about that life. So when I said that to him, whatever he told her, I don't know what conversation they had, but after that, me and her are best friends. To this day, I could call her and say, "Your stinking son," and she'd be like, "Yeah, my stinking son." But whatever he told her, it worked. So I never had to have that conversation with her to say, "Back up, this is my marriage, this and that," or whatever. He handled it because I said, "I'm not about to do this with her." It was other things, but that was the thing that made me flip. So I think if he man up, I said we said we're gonna stop saying that word. If he,
but he's not going to. Let's be honest, he's not going to. If he was going to, she would have never had to write this letter. She wouldn't be sleeping on that lazy boy sofa, because ain't no way. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not believe in. Well, I'm probably not married because there's a lot of things. I don't believe in going to bed angry, okay? And I'm not about to sleep on no sofa where it's called my home, okay? Look, we can sleep in that same bed and I'll kick you off in your sleep all night long. But ain't no way I'm taking the sofa. No.
You don't stay on the sofa, and he's still not trying to clean it up because she says she's tired. So why is she like? He's like, whatever.
At this age, it's fear, and at this age, as we've said before, have you done enough to qualify this man that he's the right man for you? If he is afraid or doesn't feel comfortable having those tough conversations with his mother, she can still be a mother. She can still be a grandmother. If they have kids, she can still be that mother in his life, but she cannot have a control of the finances. And I am saying control. She cannot have a say in the finances. If she has access to find out what they're spending on what, and has access to see
But
what's doing what? Then that's control. She cannot do that's no. Oh,
but earlier in the comments, someone said this marriage is already in danger because
It
it
is.
shows that they haven't had a lot of conversations. Because number one, she didn't know how close him and his mother were, and then you didn't even know about his finances because it still sounds like that it sounds like he's paying the bills, okay, which is fine and good. However, sis, I hope she got herself covered or got her stash if she's working because her, whatever. Because at the end of the day, if anything happened, his mother has control. And hopefully that she's a honest person. But what if something happened, he passes? So the mother gonna, pass you money? Because
she gets
again,
nothing. She gets nothing.
and you're married. So you can't even prove that this was all his money because it depends on, his
Well,
mother
she
has.
may. I mean, I don't know what if he has a will or a living will or something like that. She may.
Yeah, but
And
you
that
don't know the
is
true
like,
amount because the mama has too much access. And this is too much for me. Like I said, let someone die. People, country mom, people switch up. Y'all could be family all day long, blood family, and people act so when somebody pass, it get real muddy. So he need to make sure he's taking care of his wife. I understand you're taking care of financially with the bills now, but if she's uncomfortable, let your wife come off the couch. But it sounds like they're gonna be on their way to divorce court.
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's why I was saying that like I have so many other questions in my mind, like mom in your business, mama got a joint account. Is your mom y'all family accountant? Is that why she got access to stuff? Y'all got good jobs. Do y'all work for a family business? Like, I'm just like, cause see, all this stuff ties and makes other problems. And she's 31, he's 41. Obviously, he still ain't got it quite together because this ain't their first argument. She said, of course, an argument ensued. So this is y'all regular thing.
But country mama, my thing is, as women, it seemed like we cut those cords real quick because Crystal said, my mama ain't got access. So it's just funny how that men, like, Trey May said it's okay for me to say man up because I didn't want to, get no hate mail tomorrow blowing up my YouTube. But I think men sometimes, like, those are those unhealthy relationships because, again, like, it's like he's content here because you still playing games. He does not want to cut those ties with his mother because he still told her that he moved the accounts, but she kind of, listen, she didn't say a month, Crystal. She said 22 days. That means that's just this count. Like, who knows 22 days exactly? Like, this is serious for her. And I think he's gonna, if it comes down to it, he's gonna pick his mother.
Yes, he's definitely gonna pick his mother. I mean, he's already showed that he's gonna pick his mother. She opened up the other account. He's still not using it. He's telling her point blank without telling her, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what works for me. I'm gonna do what works for my mother. Because look, we all know as women, it's easy to switch stuff over. Your card expires, you still gotta update information here and there. So it's easily done. And I'm gonna say a little personal story and I'm gonna roll out. So
Okay.
I know what it is to be on both sides of it, but not necessarily in a marriage. But when my sister opened up the account back in the day, I was a single parent, recently separated from their father, 2 young kids under the age of 3. I was struggling. So she opened up the account because she got tired of trying to send me money to Western Union to get diapers and so forth. I had just started a new job and everything was kind of working as I moved the whole 9 yards. So basically restart my life over. Her fiance at the time had a problem with her opening the account and with my name on it and putting money in the account for me, right? Being that this was my only account though, being that I'm on the account, my direct, my W-2, and I filed my taxes, my money went into the account. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because it's set up for me to be able to survive and for her to put funds in to help me out. I went to the store to get something and make a big purchase. I don't know if it was a bed or something like that. Do you know my card was denied? Come to find out, she had been sick and didn't have no money in her account. So she used the money in my account to buy AC and all this other stuff where they were staying. So sometimes it can backfire on you even when it's supposed to be help. So
See,
he had a whole problem though with her having an account with me on the account. But he had no problem going and getting that money out when it was something to benefit their household. And I didn't even get the phone call to let me know they was taking my money out.
But see, keyword, he was her fiance, and that's something that she should have discussed, like I said earlier, when we had loans. Because, my family, like I said, you have those family members that are doing a little bit better than others or something. And, everybody always comes to that certain family member. So at that point, we were kind of like the ones that was like, doing okay. And everybody like, hey, I got a problem. I got a problem. So we had to sit down and have that conversation. It was like, okay, you don't have to come to me about everything. So that's a conversation. They were going to get married. Okay, well, what is, acceptable? Now, he shouldn't have had access to it because, again, they was not married at that
Well,
point.
but he talked her into it. He was just like, well, there's money right there. Like, I don't understand. She your friend. You've been helping her out all this time. And I'm like, my thing was, I was like, I didn't even get a phone call. Like, do y'all know how embarrassing it is to have your kids in the store and your money gone? I was like, when her and I discussed opening this account, it was to help me out to have an account because my credit and stuff had went bad from their father.
But see, that don't sound like that was her main account. This wife, again, she's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
This was their main account, country mama, that he's like paying bills out of. Again,
Yeah, but she's not on his main account.
Care of the house. He's taking care of the house, it sounds like. Because she's like, all the bills are being paid. However, the issue is that his mom is, whether she's a primary or she's an account holder, she is on the account. So that means she can see if he go to Victoria's Secret. She can see if he y'all go to. I just don't need people all in my business like that, country mama.
It sounds like he had. So it sounds like she had her own account. He had an account, but she didn't know her mother was on his account.
So it sounds like she was just oblivious. Okay, first of all, I didn't need to know if your mom was on the account. It's like she don't even know the business because, again, listen, that you get burnt. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. Whatever, fool me, shame on you, shame on me twice. Okay. So with that being said, when you in a marriage, you don't want to be fumbling again if something happens to that person. So again, she sounded like she was just sitting back in the cut, like, hey, the bill lights are on, the mortgage is paid. So she wasn't paying attention. So it's like, okay, I trusted him. He said he's gonna take care of me. I'm good. And then it became a problem because the mama, but I think that she just still should have been more aware of what was going on under her roof, just in case something happened, not just be cool. Like, you don't even know where, like, you're supposed to know, like, what his 401k looking like, what's the password, who do I need to contact. It sounds like they not having these conversations, like she's just living in the moment. My second marriage, I need to know all this. I need to know your bank account. I need to know, like, we've discussed this before, country mama. I'm okay with 3 accounts: the joint account for the house, your account, and my account. The reason why
absolutely,
I'm not going to ask you, can I go to Victoria's Secret today? I'm not going to, I don't need, give me some type of, independence. But with that being said, they're not talking.
I agree. And I agree that I don't mind your account, my account, and the joint account for all bills and everything, or 3 accounts. And if she is listening, make the suggestion that, hey, mom, I will put money in I will do a separate savings account for you, or whatever bank account you have, I will like put $100 or $200, whatever, agree on a certain amount. But for you to have total access and total ability to view my account, that's too invasive into my personal business at 41 years of age. That's too much. That's my cue. Sorry. But yeah, that's too much.
Like, that's too much information. Like I said, I'm in my feelings because, like I said, I'm a woman. So it's just like, how? My mother does not have access to my account. My mother does not. I'm 45 and I made it all right so far. So it just makes me wonder, like, why do men need so much help from their mothers? I'm just trying to, Crystal out here doing her doggone thing, because I'm sure you are, because I heard you on Jada's show. So as women, we're out here doing our thing. So it's just like, why is your mama still holding your hand like y'all walking to school, like and you got your lunchbox?
That's why I was saying he hasn't even grown up. Like, it should have been no question. I'm married. If he's about paying business and handling finance, it's just something that automatically be like, hey, let me switch off and do the right thing.
Chindy said, is he disabled? No.
That's what I said. He might be. He might be
disabled. Your wife's
we don't know that. We don't know that. She didn't put in there whether or not he got ADHD, ODD, on the spectrum, anything.
There's things you can put on that. If you're disabled, or if you have some type of issue with gambling or whatever, there's like securities you can put. I can't spend over this amount. Like there are things that he can do that does not have to
Even if
do
he's
with his mother.
disabled, you wasn't disabled enough to get married.
There you go. There you go. Or see, to me, this is, and you're right, country mama, there is more to this, but for the time being, this woman is like, let me fix this one problem, and then we're gonna have to go to counseling work on the other problem. We got to
See,
take your mother off of this account. It's you and me, and that we are the deciding factors in this marriage. And then after that, we got to look at your boundary issues.
Trey Mack is the man tonight, okay? He is the man. He said, okay, it's an unhealthy relationship. You can love your mama, but you need to keep it at arm's length. It's a respect thing, like boundaries. Somebody said earlier, healthy boundaries. Let's set these healthy boundaries. Mimi said this, and So Rich said this earlier. Leave and cleave. That's what the word says. That's why you have. And the mother, I'm just listen, y'all can get mad. But if your mother really love you, like I said, it sounds like, sometimes mothers make their sons their boyfriends, even though she has a husband. She's just so like, almost like a kind of like worshiping her son, because you will not let him be in a healthy relationship. Like, it's causing confusion. Before he even got married, you should have said, okay, son, I'm about to take my name off of this account.
Right. And I agree with that. And you even said, country mama, when your son offered to do that, you said you didn't want him to do that. My mother would be like, I don't want that information. At 70 something, I wouldn't, my mother would kill me if I told her real age, but she would like, don't tell me, especially not now. I don't remember half the stuff.
Now I am gonna start a joint account with my mother, because she's in charge. If something happens to me, like, because I have some illnesses, and I have to be for real about my health and stuff that's going on. Somebody's got to be able to handle it. And my son is 18, but honey, when I tell you he's a 5-year-old, and I'm just like, I want to just run out the door every day, because the older my kids get, the younger they act. And I'm like wondering if what this poor lady was going through, that she has to been mommy so long that she has forgotten where she needs to cut the string off at and run for the hills.
So first, country mama, I hope everything with your health is, because we're gonna pray that everything works out, complete healing. But with your situation, because you're not married, that's okay for you to put that in your mama's, name or whatever. When there's people doing that, it seems like it's a trust issue for me. Like when you do stuff,
It
like,
is. It's absolutely a trust issue.
To put it in your mom, are you hiding
Look,
something?
It's a trust issue, because I didn't mention that not only did my sister have problems with her mother-in-law wasn't on their account, but she had access to their account. So she would tell him, hey, I noticed that the water bill didn't come out y'all account. I noticed that such and such ain't been paid yet. And when I tell you her job is a daycare provider, she is not an accountant. She is not a teacher. She's not a paralegal. Yes. So, yeah. Mommy's overstepping their boundaries, but her son will let her.
We could cut it up and dice it up and whatever, but mama is, like I said, if you love somebody, you want them to have a healthy relationship. Like even my brother, when he was trying to they end up getting a divorce, I said, you need to go back and get her before the divorce is final. You're not gonna find another one like that. She's a good girl. This and that, what and that. My brother has some stuff going on, but I shouldn't have did that to her. But the mama wants the people to be happy. Like it's like you're called, that you're the division while she's sitting over at her house with her probably girlfriends eating, donuts and drinking coffee. It's not cute, mamas.
It's sad, actually, Kea, like you were saying earlier, it is almost like a manipulation thing, because at a certain age, you want your kids to grow up. You want your kids to learn how to do stuff for themselves and get their education and buy their, and not have not need you on their accounts, not have that information. You need your kids to want to mess up and fail so they can grow and learn. Some people would do that, not everybody, but I would think that's healthy for people to learn how to fall down and get back up and lose money and and do all of those things. So for her to want to have that access still
Girl,
at
the
this
house probably
age.
even in her name. If they own a house, the house probably got her name on it.
Lord, the
Uh-uh. Some Smith and what was Tisha's husband type situation? That's what that sound like.
I
Dwayne
don't know. I
Campbell.
didn't keep up with that.
Oh,
But
her Campbell's ex-husband, when they divorced, that she found out the house was under W. Smith's name.
see, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Ladies, we got to be wise. So if you comfortable, like, people be thinking because they're being taken care of in the moment, are you going to be taken care of in the long term? So with that being said, we just have to have these conversations. So it sounds like, it's a good thing that it happened, that the mama decided to hint, because that mama, I think she was being shady when she like hint. Again, why are you like going out? That means you are able, and he's not going to get mad because she said she charged the TV. So that means you have a debit card too. You don't just have access to the account, like just in case of emergency. That means you have a debit card, or you have major access, and you're really using it. And are the funds being clouded? Like, are you just buying random stuff? I know Trey Mack earlier said, if she needs something, woo woo. But it sounded like she was just like randomly like, okay, I need to go get my nails done. I'm gonna go get, she got a whole husband.
So go back to, so this is what I was saying. So Rich, Shanae was just saying, it seems that a parent that raised their children want to know that they raise their children independently, responsible, able to have healthy function and survive in society and survive on their own. Because after this woman passes, what's he gonna be like? Well, I don't know what to do. My mom usually helps me with the finances, or she's the joint person on the account. And like, what? No. And this is so interesting that he's given this woman so much pushback. As to, it just sounds like he's so used to it being this way that he doesn't. Why would he even get married then?
Almost like he don't even want to be married. That's what
I said the same thing. It's like, why would you do that?
like you
Don't
just
get married. Your mother's the other woman. That's another thing. So
you a partner in law firm or something, and it looks good to have a wife. Because I'm just trying to figure out, like she said, the bills are paid and everything. So it's just like, why did you get married if you really, like, again, we're not in the now, because again, she was comfortable. But it's good that she found this out, because now she can decide, how she want to shake and move moving forward. Hopefully she's saving a little something, because this probably is not going to last. Now, earlier, Mimi said only 2 people can break up a marriage. So I may have said it like a different way, or try to, maybe misspoke. But I do understand that. So I think that the mama is adding to the fire, so that's, basically what I meant when I said that, like the mama is causing a breakup. Yeah, I know it's them 2, because again, it was them 2 that sat down and said, we want to get married. But again, I don't know what those 2 folks was talking about, because all she probably said, can you afford to take care of me? She probably don't even know how much the man make. He could be making $200,000 and she don't even know it.
Right.
You know what's really scary for me though is she's talking about she don't know whether she want to start kids with him or not. And I'm like, I'm hoping you sleeping on the couch is keeping y'all from interaction sexually, because that's going to end up being the result. And the worst thing that you could do is bring a child into this already seems like complicated situation, because it's not going to get any easier, from there.
So what did she say? Kea, that they don't have kids yet.
No.
Kids from another marriage. He doesn't have, or from another union, and he doesn't have kids. They don't have kids separately either, right?
No, they don't. It don't sound like they have separate kids.
Okay. So and the fact that at 31 she didn't ask him more qualifying questions. She just my question is, we always we need to ask the real questions before we jump into things, right? As women. And at 31, she didn't, there's a lot of things that she, just like you said, things are taken care of. The lights are on, the water's running, so everything's good.
But you know what? I'm glad we got these platforms, because Sean said this on your show. He was like, he's glad for platforms like this where we can talk and more people are listening to these conversations, because at 31, she may have fell in that same group. I don't know how old you are, country mama, but I know me.
I told y'all I'm 41. I'm right here in that group.
Okay. We don't want to just, okay, we forgot that you was trying to date, who was you? Jesse Jackson.
Hi.
So, we got to realize that these conversations were not being told because, again, I messed up in my first marriage. So I didn't ask the right questions because a lot of stuff I wouldn't have had a lot of headaches because a lot of stuff we didn't discuss. We didn't discuss like really the like finances, who's going to pay what's going to hire. We were just in it like we in love. We was Beyonce crazy in love. And then, like you said, when all the stuff started coming up, it was like, how do you handle this? And because no one ever discussed these things with us, our parents were not talking. So do you agree with that? Like, they were not telling you, like, hey, sit down, or you need to go to premarital counseling. They didn't do none of that. We just got married and like, hey, we in this. But yeah, second go around, all these questions. I got a whole bunch of questions, okay?
They're asking for a summary of the situation because it was a lot.
You want to give it to them, Crystal?
Yeah. And I know, yeah, go back to the first.
Okay. You want to just sum it up in the thing? Okay, hold on, let me put it back up. Okay, yeah. So.
Hi, all. She's 31. He's 41. In 2020, only to find out, got married in 2020, only to find out the past Christmas that he shared a bank account with his mother. Finances have never been an issue until this past Christmas. We both work good jobs and make decent money and have never thought of joint bank accounts. My in-laws came to visit us for Christmas and brought a huge TV with them. We really needed the TV, so they took it. And his wife said to him, find out how much it is so we can pay them back. And he says, oh, she'll just deduct it from my account. Turns out his mother has access to his account, like access. So huge fight ensued, but I want to changed his bank account. So he tells me he never changed his bank account from setting one up as a kid, and his mom doesn't use/monitor his account whatsoever. I call BS and reiterate that she just went Christmas shopping. It's our money, and I raise enough BS that he opens a new bank account with my name on it and transfer half his money to the new account. Okay, so now she's so mad that she's like, no, now we need joint accounts. She wasn't even worried about joint accounts before finding this out. This is where it gets weird. This is where it gets probably slang, slur, cuss word. Gets weird. He won't close the account yet because payments are pending and he hasn't received a new debit card yet. Makes total sense. Question mark. Of course, his mom called when she noticed a large chunk of money missing from the account. I emphasize how it is weird that she can view all of our family purchases. I give it some time, 22 days to be exact, and start to question the shared account with his mom again. He lies to me and tells me bills have been paid from our account, even though they clearly were not. Come to find out, he doesn't even utilize the account he opened up with me and is still using his mom's account. I feel as though I've been lied to and that I stand second to his mother. I also can't even fathom the thought of forming a family with a man who shares a bank account with his mother. Sick of sleeping on the couch and sick of feeling like everything in this house is half owned by his mother. So there's a couple of things there. Go ahead, you're muted, Kea.
My thing is you. Wait, in the comments, somebody said they biscuits are burning. That's what we've been saying, Future. how are people so clueless about their spouse's finances?
Right. And so
I could say I was 25. Now, still, like I said, you learn better, you do better. But I don't know how long they've been married, but it's like you 31 and you just now, how long y'all been married? Y'all just got married. We got questions. Like we said earlier, we got questions.
But so for him, so he lied before he moved the money into the new account. He said that my mother doesn't even touch the account.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, she doesn't even utilize the account. Of course, she utilizes the account because she could call you and say there was a huge transactions coming out of the account. She, of course, utilizes the account because y'all got a big TV for Christmas.
How did she know there was enough money in the account to get the TV or what you had the money
in the first place? This woman utilizes this account. He is so used to this process that he doesn't want to give it up, and he doesn't trust her basically. And this also, as Country Mama was just saying, this is a bigger picture. This is why you're sleeping on the couch. This is why you don't trust this man, because he has not trusted you. So secondly, we're saying like you could have a yours, mine, and ours, your account, his account, and your joint account. But you just said, no, I want you to stop everything and open an account in have a joint account with me and put half in my name. He doesn't want to do that because he's still working from a place of fear. He's jumped into this marriage from a place of fear, from a mental space of fear. He does not want to have a joint account with you. The only person he trusts is his mama, and that's it. He doesn't trust you.
Country Mama.
After reading this again,
the only person he trusts is his mama.
The only person he trusts is his mama. He's married to you because he wants to sleep with you, but he wants to
baby.
Absolutely.
So
I completely
be a dream man. That was not your dream man. How was he his dream man? He probably was asking his mama, like, oh, I'm about to buy her a ring. The mama probably picked out the ring. The mama probably picked where they live. Girl, this is too much.
I mean, it makes me wonder when you said that he don't trust her. I completely, totally agree. It makes me wonder, even though she got a good job, like, was she like, did he marry her because she's that bad B? You know what I'm saying? Like, she got the looks and this, that, and the other, but she was the trophy wife. So he's not expecting her to come with any type of financial marriage. Like I said, she didn't answer all the questions. So she probably was just spending and going on trips and all of that stuff. So now that she's in the wife position, she's trying to do as a wife does, and it's a whole mess.
But see, I think he came in with one foot in and one foot out. So a lot of people say I do, but they don't. So
that's what I'm saying.
I think in my situation, the husband was on his way out. So he was like, I don't want nothing to happen. Certain stuff he would like do. And I'd be like, why you do that like this? Or
that stuff should have been handled within the first 3 months of their marriage, switching stuff over, getting things straightened out, the whole shebang. But
but the way he's moving, like he already has his foot out the door, Country Mama. So he just like when he came in, he probably like, just in case I gotta, like what you said, maybe he was burnt somewhere else. But at the end of the day,
and that's a backup. Mommy's his backup.
And he has the same account when he was a kid, like what? Okay, you have the same bank when you were a kid, but you have the same account. Take your mother off of the account. You should have done that when you became an adult. Like and now she is sleeping on the couch.
Listen, ooh. I'm trying to tell you, it's a man thing because again, Country Mama, like I said you with your health issues, but that's something different. But I'm not over here like my mama. Girl, my mom would probably be like, why you pay that much for hair? I don't need you to know how much I pay for hair. Let me do my wild.
See, my mom is not that type either. I'm just like my mother. We are not the type to be like my mother had to actually pull my sister's mother-in-law to the side and talk to her about how a mother-in-law's role. Okay? And my sister's mother-in-law was older than my mother. But my mother had to pull and say, look, honey, this is their marriage. There was a whole big thing before they even said I do. And my mother sat down and talked to the parents and was like, look, we have our roles and our positions. These are two adults, and it is not our job to be in a business, And so, look, this is a whole mess, and I feel sorry for her because I wish that this had came out before they already said the I do's.
Look, all of our blood pressure is up.
Okay,
We
look,
don't even know these people. But at the end of the day, this is for anybody that's watching, that's getting into a marriage, that you should have these discussions, because he's not safe. He doesn't feel safe with his wife. And like I said, he's already preparing to leave just in case if it don't work out. And she's on the couch. She shouldn't even been on the couch day one. Like, baby, let's work this out. So that just shows he's not even taking her serious.
like, is this a one bedroom
I
house?
so
Like, they
appreciate
ain't got
you,
no
Mama,
guest bedroom. I just thrown by that couch situation.
because you were just trying to justify everything, country mama. And sweetheart, this man needs to not just cut the cord. Cut the cord. You can still be the mother, you can be a great grandmother, but there has to be some true boundaries set. And there is a book called Boundaries. As a matter of fact, I got it right back here. He needs to read this book. You have to set true boundaries as a parent and as a child. And the fact that she hasn't done that and have the same bank account since he was a kid, he's so used to doing that he doesn't want to even compromise when it comes to his wife, the woman that's supposed to be your helpmate, the woman that's supposed to be all of these things. He doesn't trust her to be those things. And he may not even know what he wants in a wife.
I've had like this situation, like I said, similar, not like so much like this, but even the counselor told him he had to leave and cleave. The counselor recommended a book. I think it's 3 in the Bed, or Too Many People in the Bed, or whatever. There's not people, you see the title, you're like, what do you mean bed? It's basically saying you got too many people in your relationship. And he still was like, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I'm still going to have all these people in the relationship. And again, that's basically, it's going to fail. It might be a long, slow death, but eventually it's not going to last.
Mm-mm.
So Rich said this gentleman got married to a woman when he was already in a committed relationship.
Absolutely.
With his mom.
Exactly.
This is sad. This is so interesting. I love these letters.
Yeah, so yeah, I was like not expecting y'all to have to cut. Wait, first of all, Crystal, I didn't even know Crystal was available because she just got off of a major set movie. And I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna jump on, hit it and quit it. Then Country Mama jumped on, was like, my boy.
I know, right? I'm supposed to be parenting right now. I was just like, my kids are so excited that I jumped on, because that means I ain't over top of them. Did you finish cleaning that? Did you put your stuff away?
So I'm gonna order boundaries, because again, so many people probably need boundaries. Again, you just have to be fair. Like for example, my mom was offended because my biological mom, not my mother-in-law, my mom, blood mama. So one day she showed up at my house unannounced. So they was like, why can't your mama show up? Because you don't know what I'm over here doing. You, like, for real. What if I was over here hanging from the ceiling with somebody? Even though I'm not, what if?
But you grown.
Don't show up. So I told her, I said, Ma, that was uncomfortable for you just to show up on my porch. Like, she got out the car. It was like, hey, that's why she ain't got keys to my house. That's why my brother has the emergency key. So make a long story short, she would do that to my brother and his wife. Like, one day my sister-in-law was like, I was so like embarrassed because your mama popped up in the middle and he let her in. Why is you letting your mama in and you in the middle? And that's the issue. They was in the middle of he was off that day, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna get this time in when the kid's not here. And here come my mama knocking on the door, and he can't leave his mama on the porch. Now you let her in, and she just basically messed up y'all little hookup. And my mama didn't see why she shouldn't be showing up at people's house, but I got her together, and her feelings was hurt. She was like, why can't I come over your house? I'm your mama. Okay.
Go to Trey Max comment. This is actually really funny. Well, this is something we might need to cover in CMK. He said, why do people think sleeping on the couch will solve anything? That is so interesting, because you don't want to. Because you want somebody to change, and it's not even that. It's like you want somebody to change their mind or change, and you think sleeping on the couch is going to do something, and it's not. And this is so interesting.
That shows the maturity level. So again, when I was childish, before I was a mature woman, I would do stuff like childish stuff to get the husband's attention. Like when you in the car, you like, I'm neck be hurting trying to look out the window because you don't want to look at him. You're like, for real, neck be hurting by the time you get to where you need to go. So she probably was trying to let him know she was mad, but again, it didn't solve anything. So that just shows her thought process that he ain't even paying attention. He probably sleeping good without her in the bed. And he probably texted his mama at night while she downstairs on the couch. They might have a whole
This
country
mother
problem.
before he goes to bed. Give me a bedtime story because my wife ain't here.
You
That
messy,
is
Crystal.
hilarious.
And his mama be like, okay, hugs and kisses, good night. Like,
I do.
Crystal, they probably video chat now.
Right. I do want to know what the dad thinks of this because you said it was the mother and father that brought the TV. So I really just wouldn't think that the dad would just let this keep going on. Well, yeah, he's let this keep going on.
Most of the dads, so I don't know if Sean's still on his Peloton, but you know, we watch the show Mama Boys. It's so sickening. So a lot of times the dads be like, as long as she leave me alone. So basically, they probably be annoyed with the mamas too, and they be like, as long as she over there bothering him, she ain't bothering me.
You have a
I
point.
go fishing by myself. Whew, this is a learning situation, Mimi.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Country mama is like, hold on, kiddos. I need to help these people with their problems because they are so true. Like, all our biscuits are burned and we are boiling. So I love Trey Mackey just because Trey Mack sounds like he's a man because he's like, no, this is too much. Man up, get your count. Even if he didn't have a wife before he. Why, Crystal? How old? Like at 25, even 25 is still too old. Why is your mama from childhood still on your account?
Yeah. And are you getting yourself in position to, and we talk about this as women, getting ourselves in position to get to meet that man, to be in a marriage, to, what he always says when, now that I've been delivered, like my old ways are done. And now I'm in a different position to have that that man or have that person in my life. As a man, is he doing that same thing? No, he's got his mother still on his account. He's still, I don't want to say childish ways, but it sounds like he's still mentally doing the things that he was doing at as a teenager
But
or
they
college
like
student.
that. They like it. Cause I was watching the show, reality show Mama Boys, and the mama was coming over writing checks for his
Oh,
insurance.
I know what show you're talking about now. I'm in
Like,
love with the mama's boy.
yeah,
Now I know what
like,
you're talking.
why are you in there? Like, right? The mama was like in there, literally writing checks for the house and writing his stuff. And he was like, "Well, who else is gonna do it?" Now, although the wife was like, "I'm not about to do all that," like she was like trying to make him understand that he was a grown man. Like, your mama shouldn't have to do this. But he was like, "Well, are you gonna do it?" So pretty much, he just didn't want to take responsibility.
Right.
And maybe this is
I
what the
know what you
problem is. Maybe she's not a responsible person because again, I became responsible. I have not always been a responsible person because, again, I wasn't taught that by my parents. So when I first came into the world, I blew, they say you should be saving your money at 20. I wasn't saving at 20 because nobody taught me. So I was out here wilding in these streets. You gave me a good job. I was like,
this is a form of arrested development. What is I'm laughing because that show, there's so many things with that show. Like the mother would join the girlfriend and the boyfriend and her son in the jacuzzi. Like the mother just did not want them to have peace. And this is a part of, as you men have talked about wanting to have your peace. You guys wanting to have respect in your peace. You talked about it on my show, and I'm like, how is he gonna have peace in his marriage or in his relationship with his mother? She's the other woman in the relationship, like So Rich was saying, like Shanae was saying. That is so interesting.
baby, like I said, that man, he not gonna ever have a relationship, okay? He gonna be by himself because if he get the next woman, like Country Mom, I think she mentioned, like he probably was like, spoiling her, taking her on trips, and maybe like I said, we don't have it all, but still, you could put. You should have discussed finances. So, he's probably is like, maybe it's like, he's like, okay, you buying Gucci bags. We don't know all the details. And maybe he's like, I don't trust you with my money, but your mama still shouldn't be on your account. I feel like if he didn't trust her with money or she has some, issues with finances, why you don't have your own account, sir, bruh? That's my issue. Like, why? This is leave and cleave. That's what I'm here. Like, and then if we have more questions. Is that his dad or his stepdad?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe that's
like,
the stepdad.
And Country Mama trying to say cultural differences and whatever. We in America 2022. I need you to leave and cleave. You can take care of your mom. I know some countries you do. You take care of your parents, but that's a discussion that you have. Like, okay, hey, I'm from here, but I don't think they're from a different country. I think they're right here from the good old place of America.
Because that would be something that she could have added to the letter, that my husband's African or something like that, or my husband's from somewhere else or something like that. That would have been important to add, but I still don't think
He's not gonna.
he
I
still
believe
needs
every
to.
relationship that he gets into the day his mama died, that she gonna be on that account. I think it's just a safety net.
Yeah.
Trey Mack said he took his mom off at 17. Trey Mack, why you take your mom off at 17? Oh, he says mama made sure. See, that's what I said earlier. A real mama, a real G, the old, what y'all call the mamas, the real mama, gonna be like, listen, son, I want you to be happy. You know, because as a woman, you know what makes you happy. You know what's not gonna fly with you. So be respectful of the other woman. Like, hey, I'm passing my son off to you. I trust you with my son.
Right.
His mother made sure he did that. She raised and gave me the tools to be his own grown man. Thank you, Mama. I'm gonna call and tell her that tomorrow. Yes, do that, Trey Mack. Let your mama know that you're a real one. That tell her Kea Simone said it. She goes, who's Kea Simone? So Future says it's strange because my dad would tell my mother to get off the account and tell my brother to get his business together. Exactly.
Exactly. As a dad, even if it was a stepfather, he should advise her to say, you know what, maybe it's time for you to cut the cord. Maybe it's time for you to, they need to have their own relationship. What if they move away? There's no way that they could move away.
So, Crystal, write that down. So, anybody that watch our show, we know that Kea Simone always tell Crystal in her notebook to write it down. So, Crystal, write that down. As in a relationship, do we hold our partners accountable? So that's the whole thing, you know, when we talking about from Ready to Love, when he was taking up for her. If your mate is wrong, do you take up for your mate? That's a whole nother topic right there.
There you go. Do we take up for our mate? I'm okay. I got that.
Because that's another one. I had a person that did something to me today, and I was like, you know, your mate is off the hook, so I need you to go sit down. But yes, he's 41. What the like he's not gonna grow up. He's 41. He got gray hairs already. Okay. At this point, mama is gonna be over there like when he break up when the girl leave, because eventually she's probably gonna leave. And the mama gonna be just sitting over there like, okay, son.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no say. She's all, and you know, honestly, the sad thing is you're always going to have that in the back of your head as a woman. If the mother finds out something, if he goes and starts to confide in his mother, she's always going to be the third party in this relationship.
But you know what? And I said, certain people, you know how they are, and you have to be careful. Like certain people, I wouldn't take it alone. Like even if it was my first house, and certain people, like honestly, like my mom, she's not the mother-in-law, but my mom, I wouldn't even let her put her name on the house because, like I said, then she would think she could just show up. You know, like I said, when she showed up this time, I was like, hey, my name on this. Call me. At least call me when you like, 10 minutes away. If you in my neighborhood, don't just pop up on my porch because you don't know what it sits over here doing.
Right. So interesting.
You know, I think it's so funny that you saying that to me, and I started laughing because that's exactly what I told my children. Like I said, I got one 18, one 15. So I'm like, yo, one's already grown. He ain't act like he trying to leave. I ain't trying to push him out there until it's time, but he got a time limit, whether I say so or not. Because I need my freedom. And I told my kids, once y'all are grown and y'all out there handling your business, and I've raised you as best as I could. I've taught you responsibility, financial, how to clean, how to cook. You can do that better than I can. Look, when you come to visit me, make sure you call first. You better not be trying to pop up. And they're gonna, oh, your mom. I can do that. No, baby. There's boundaries. So if I can have those boundaries, they can have those boundaries. Don't be popping up at Mama's house because Mama gonna try to live a little bit.
Exactly. That's what we all need to have healthy boundaries. And people that don't like boundaries, that's because they be on some shenanigans. But I bet you it's more, like I said, from what you guys said in the comments, that it was some other issues. And this is just what really took the cake. So his mom will probably be showing up at the house and all kind of stuff, like you said, folding clothes. And, but woman, like my mother, like I said, my mother-in-law, love her dearly. And like I said, we at this point now where I could tell her son, calling her son stinking son, well, your stinking son. But she used to, like, one day I was sick and she came over and went in my, how did you know stuff was in the dryer? Like, she folded up the stuff. I was like, hold on, this is too much. I don't need you to fold my undergarments. I don't. Like, can you ask your mama not to come in here again and help? I'm a little uncomfortable. And then she didn't do it no more. Future said, exactly, country mama, I don't answer the door for anyone if they haven't called first, unless the fire department telling me to evacuate. Yes, I posed that on my my Instagram one day. I said, who can come over your house unannounced? I said, nobody. Don't show up.
Not one person. Nope.
Because again, you don't know what people doing. Like, people do strange stuff when they home alone. Ain't that right, country mama? Like, for real, we do strange stuff. So I thought we were going to be able to do 3 letters, but you guys showed up today. Y'all had so much to say. So we will come back and do another advice. So I actually had 3 letters to read, but we spent so much time on this one that we was like, ooh, we got to get them together. Country mama, she was parenting. She said, hold on, I got to help these people.
Man, Crystal, that stuff, woo, honey.
Crystal popped up from nowhere. I was like, where Crystal come from? So, guys, it is 8 o'clock. So if you guys are not doing anything, head over to Maria S channel. She has my favorite, one of my favorites from Ready to Love on right now, Sabrina. So show Sabrina some love and Maria S. So head over to Maria S channel if you're not doing anything and catch that interview. If you guys, it seemed like you guys like these advice, because we all was going, like, even Crystal before we leave, she said, country mama, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. So,
I love you more than my luggage, but I do not agree.
Yeah, so it was all in love. But this was a good topic.
This was fun.
So we'll do it again next week. I'll have another letter. Hopefully, you know, we could get help the people.
Right.
But we got any closing things before we leave? Crystal, how did that your movie go?
Absolutely outstanding, excellent. A successful shoot. Thank you guys so much. You're gonna see more BTS shots if you follow me on Instagram, crystal.linetta on Instagram. You'll be seeing more behind the scenes. BTS stands for behind the scenes. So BTS shots, and then I got one in editing right now that I just took a look at earlier, and so a lot of stuff happening, and I'm writing 3 projects. So, but yes, Kea took the words right out of my mouth to head over to Maria S's channel because she is interviewing Sabrina. And probably Saturday or Sunday, might be Sunday, I'll be doing another women's panel. That's it. Thank you guys so much.
So, country mama, do you have a channel?
Indeed, I don't.
Okay, so she our new family because I got her from Jada LaRue. So
Jada keep wanting me to start a channel, and everybody keeps. I be like, what would I talk about? I was just like, I thought about doing a vlog about my life, but my life is a whole reality show. It's hilarious.
Okay,
I'm trying to tell you.
You here, so we love to do that. Welcome.
I just appreciate y'all letting me come in and chime in on the foolery. And sending prayers for the poor sweet wife that has written this letter.
Yes.
All I want to end it with is communication, questions, communication. Like, that's everything.
Yeah. I agree. I don't want to end it in a joke. I definitely want to say that she definitely needs to set some healthy boundaries with her husband and with her mother-in-law. He needs to have a conversation with his mother-in-law, or I'm sorry, he needs to have a conversation with his mother if he wants to set up a separate savings account and put money in that account for her. That's one thing. That's the only type of consideration, I would say, that the compromise is the word. But as far as having her have access to this account, that needs to get cut off immediately.
So a lot of times me and Chris will be on the same page immediately. That's what I'm saying. Yesterday. So, guys, I will be back with another dramatic read. This one would be by myself, but I will be touching bases again with the Mr. Corey Black, so he can, get y'all all hot and bothered again. But this Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m., I'll be coming back with a dramatic read, and I'll be reading from the chapter "Green Eyes and a Smile." So until next time, we're going to go ahead and head out. But don't forget to head over to, before y'all leave, make sure y'all like my video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let's get those likes up. You can still, I forgot to change the price of my book. It's still $10. I'm going to go in tonight and do it though. So go ahead and get that book while it's $10, because after tonight, it's going to be back to $15.99. But yeah, go ahead over to Amazon and get From Pain to Love, My Heart Belongs to Him by Kea Simone. This is what the cover looks like. Yes. Get my book. I'm working on part 2 because Crystal be she be on my head, but I'm coming with the new fire. Just gotta get situated. Again, when you guys leave here, head over to Maria S. We're just gonna go ahead and say deuces.
Please subscribe to Crystal Lynette on YouTube.
Yes. There you go, right there, Crystal Lynette on YouTube. Okay, and make sure you catch us on Friday night also. CMK is where the party gets live. Okay, CMK after dark, 10 p.m. Eastern.